We think we are able to do a number of works at the same time. We believe it may help to save time. Think of that. You're using your computer doing different things as usual. Your computer screen displays a web document, a YouTube video, a Facebook website, 3 academic journals, and you are listening to a lecture recording from Colin, replying a message from your English group. You think you can handle tons of things at the same time. Is that true? In fact, you may only be able to finish one little task using your whole day.
Actually, multitasking happens frequently in many ways. In 2014, it was found that 99% of adults use 2 forms of media simultaneously at some point every week. In normal case, students cannot focus on their professor for more than half an hour in a 3-hour class, because students who want to spend their time on a more efficient way. They would like to handle more than one thing at the same time, so they might surf social networks or watch YouTube videos during classes. But the truth is, they might not memorize what professor had taught since doing multitasking. Doing multitasking was might let them feel like saving time, but in fact, doing things one by one might much more efficient. To find out whether the allegation is true, we have designed a series of tests for the efficiency of multitasking, which consists calculation tasks and a listening task.
To ensure the 2 calculation tests share the same level of difficulty, we have done the sample tests. The results of time used as a factor to compare the experiment. Now, the experiment is good to go.
Do you know what is multitasking?
Do you know what is multitasking?
A person, she can do do several tasks in one same period.
Not especially. I can't say I've come across the term before.
Yes, I know what is multitasking, and it means we are doing many things at the same time.
Do you think it is effective?
I think it varies on the person. Obviously, some people can be very good at perhaps, say for example, being in a lecture, taking in the information, but then also doing some other work at the same time.
When you do several tasks in the same time, it may not be efficient because you may disturb by other tasks.
It depends on what we choose to do at the same time. If we are studying and listening to music is good for the effective, but if we are doing some math and chatting at the same time, then it may not be.
I tend to be someone who has to focus on one thing at a time.
Very good student.
We have 10 participants for the experiment. There is no criteria to select participants, because we are mainly interested in whether they can pass the test as normal students. The idea of experiment is to imitate a real situation of how students do multitasking at lecture, testing whether it is an efficient way to pass 4 years at university. The concept is that listening a story as listening to lectures, doing calculation tasks as doing other works. After finishing the first test, they have to do the test with listening story part. In fact, we are not interested whether they have fully corrected answer for both calculation tests. Yet, the expectation of experiment is to answer at least 2 questions correctly with similar text time.
According to the results of test 2, all of the participants spent more time to finish the mathematics task. Meanwhile, none of them failed to answer the questions correctly. The only one exception, Jason, who could finish the task and answer the question successfully. However, he spent the longest time among the participants. The experiment proves that the participants were not able to pass both 2 tests, as a real scenario in university for normal students. It shows that multitasking may not work as efficient as we thought. The result is surprising to the participants that they thought they are good at multitasking. However, it reflected that they were not able to handle 2 tasks at the same time. Most of them could only answer one question correctly, which means multitasking is actually reducing the quality of several jobs and causing more time.
When it comes to attention and productivity, our brains have a finite amount. It is like a pie chart, and whatever we are working on is going to take up the majority of that pie. Contrary to popular belief, multitasking doesn't save time. In fact, it will probably take you longer to finish two projects when you are jumping back and forth than it would finish each one separately. Experts estimate that switching between tasks can cause a 40% loss in productivity. It can also cause you to introduce errors into whatever you are working on, especially if one or more of your activities involves a lot of critical thinking. According to a 2013 University of Utah study, it found that people who scored highest on multitasking tasks do not frequently engage in simultaneously driving and cell phone use because they can better focus on one thing at a time. Too much focus can actually harm performance on creative problem-solving tasks, a research group indicated in their 2010 study.